All right. We're back again for another episode.
You act like you're happy to be. Well, I mean, it's...
Hey, folks.
Well, seriously, it's depressing.
We're back again with another episode of Between...
That's all right. We can do that.
Hold on. Sarah wanted to say something. What's that?
I was going to say, I want to put on a different shirt.
No.
We could pretend
What
it's
shirt?
a different
Don't
day.
Like, go into the closet and get my suit?
Why don't you guys switch?
No.
Oh.
No. We film all these in one day. It's the only time we can do it. We're like cartoon characters.
It's a secret behind
Same
the
outfit
business
every day.
is you film
Yeah.
bunches of episodes in the same day.
I should go down to Isaac's and we'll buy those suits like we were saying. That's a shout out to Isaac's.
Nice.
3-piece suits.
Little plug there.
Anyways, we're back with another episode. What are we talking about in this one?
You guys are interviewing me, I guess. I just wanted to talk a little about what brands have done during COVID to kind of keep in front of folks. Again, it's a recurring theme, but reinvent themselves and have it be timely and relevant.
Okay. So
Cool.
I'll wait for the line of questioning. I did my part. How about you guys just go sit over there? I'll just
what have you seen
talk.
recently that really grabbed your attention as
You
far
mentioned
as...
something about Call of Duty.
Yeah. So
Now, hold on. Is this Call of, like, Duty, like poop?
No.
Or...
come on.
Oh, it's like the game
Really?
D-U-T-Y.
Yes.
Okay.
My son's a
boy.
big fan, and then I found out it's a little more violent than I thought. So he's not playing it these
What
days.
did
Your-
you expect?
Your 4-year-old son plays Call of Duty?
His dexterity with the remote I don't even know what it's called. Yeah, no, Activision did a campaign. That's what I was telling you guys about. They did a campaign where they have a large online community through their game Call of Duty, knowing that everyone was kind of social distancing and locked down and at home. They set up basically like a socially distanced pizza party, and they partnered on. And this is paraphrasing some of what they did. So if you Google this afterwards, it might not be 100% right, but this is how it is in Steve Bond's head.
Yeah, it's fine.
They partnered up with local pizza shops around the country, and I think it was like 100,000. They did a large number of pizza deliveries during a certain time to guys that were men and women that were playing the game, kids, whatever. And what it allowed them to do as a brand culturally was get mass players in one quick blast online, B, support local economy in businesses that probably were having a hard time, like the mom and pop pizza shops. Mm-hmm. So they infused money into that. And then lastly, it reinforced the whole social distancing. We could still come together while apart. So it was a super cool idea. As far as like an advertising spend goes, it was probably more effective than anything they could have done on a lot of platforms.
Yeah.
And it's one of those ones that they'll be talking about for a very, very long time. So.
That's clever. I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, it was super cool. And then I guess the pizza boxes were branded for Activision too, so they did print runs. So when you got you're sitting there, okay, 7:00 tomorrow night, join us for a global game and pizza, and you're sitting there, and they send pizzas to your house, and it's branded in Call of Duty.
So they had
Just think it's super
connected
sweet.
with the local pizza shops
That's my
beforehand to
understanding. It was
supply them.
local.
That's cool.
And I could be way wrong, but I've read a few articles on it, and my understanding was it was largely like local shops.
Nice.
Even if it wasn't, it's still a great concept to get people in front of your game, sharing a moment.
Yeah,
which
because,
is really
there's
cool.
a lot of people out there that don't know what Call of Duty is.
Like me. I'm gonna buy it today.
Uh,
So there's one ROI on the campaign.
Nice.
No, I just thought it was cool. I'm a little bit behind the curve on the whole gaming community thing. Like when I played games, it was like Atari and Nintendo, and you talk to yourself,
Wow.
no one else. You bitched at the controllers. You didn't talk to people.
What about the duck one? Did you ever
Duck
play
Hunt
that?
was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
I used to play that.
That's great. It's standard. It was for Nintendo. It was that and
Mario.
Yeah, it was bad. It was amazing. But that's a life my kids will never know, because every time my son's on it, at least, and my daughter, thank God, she's not as into it. When they're on it, they're playing with people all around, and they've got headphones on, and I'm sure it's great for their brains. So they twitch and talk to themselves. So it's a healthy hobby.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and during COVID, it got even healthier. Very, very strong. Another one that I saw that I really liked, and again, this might be some revisionist history on this, so I'm going on memory, but it was Airbnb. Clearly is a rental brand. They got hit hard, just like food and hospitality. Any experiential brand where you had to be there to experience it, they got hit hard. So what they started doing was reached out into their Airbnb community and offering kind of digital visits, which sounds really cheesy, but it's one hell of a good gimmick. Instead of going and staying at the farmhouse in Georgia, the owner, who is a grandmother, would be at the farmhouse in Georgia, and you can join her in her kitchen while she cooked.
That's cool.
And cook with her. And I just thought, again, we're an agency that tells people stories through visuals and words and feelings and actions and experiences, and I just think there's nothing closer to that than dealing one-on-one with someone. So it was really a strong move that, in the worst case, it just gets people talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they're getting their Airbnb owners who probably weren't seeing any activity involved.
That's it, yeah.
And
that's
giving
it.
them like views and
When you go online,
platform.
you're in their homes, you're like, man, when this does, whenever we are allowed to get back to traveling or feel comfortable doing it, that place is beautiful.
Right.
They became little, kind of hyper local celebrities, right? So you're absolutely right. Like, I just think it was a solid move. I also know that like Airbnb and then I think VRBO, they really jumped on quickly the idea of cleanliness, and like when we do get back, like we have very stringent requirements on how the homes will be cleaned. And that's an obvious message, but there were a lot of businesses that didn't do that. Like they weren't making people feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think moving forward, you're going to see that kind of messaging in general just be much
Absolutely,
bigger.
you have to.
it already has been.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
But if you all remember, this started essentially, it was mid-March. I mean, I remember at least in our state of North Carolina, it was like March 16th, 17th was when the powers that be said, all right, we're going on lockdown.
Are you assuming people from not in Wilmington watch this?
Well, we have a few folks in India.
Yeah.
I know China.
All of our international
have-
fans,
yeah.
just so you know, we're in North
Make sure
Carolina.
we're running the subtitles. Thank you.
So,
I tried. But no, like. See,
I know, I derailed you. Sorry.
Totally derailed.
Can we watch this? I haven't seen it.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it long?
Play it.
Have you seen
It's
it?
No, I haven't
2
seen it.
hours. Enjoy.
Feature film.
See you later. Thanks for watching.
Hello, hello.
Bonjour.
Okay, good to go.
How's everybody doing today?
I'm calling here from Iceland, which is interesting in these times. We are quite famous for spending a lot of time inside. So this is the song for Mom.
So that's pretty cool. You can see they just kind of went around their Airbnb community.
I wouldn't stay in any of those houses. I don't know about you guys, but
Did you guys?
Yeah, I canceled. Just to go there. I actually had the one rented, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
Did you?
That was awesome.
Did you see on Facebook quarantine karaoke? Did either of you see
No.
that whole movement thing? I don't know if it was a Facebook group or just like a Facebook page that someone started, and all of these like not very well known artists at their home would do like live little mini concerts.
I love what
cool.
Fish
In
was
a house,
doing.
and
Fish was doing like dinner and a concert.
Yeah.
Or someone was putting that out, and they must have had their approval. But it's the same
Yep.
thing.
No, a
It's all
bunch of
every
people
Friday night.
on that got written to huge labels and are now like
That's great. Yeah,
full time
like
producing music.
awesome.
That's
It
pretty
came
cool.
back to storytelling, the narrative of humans.
Yeah.
You know, it was like that was very stripped down, but that's so much more powerful than a high polished
Yeah.
production, right?
I actually like that the quality wasn't all that great because that's our reality.
Yeah.
It's been Zoom.
No, I think you're dead on. I mean, there's other ones. I just like the idea of brands being used from a distance to get people closer,
Right.
in different ways. Like Oscar Mayer was Johnsonville. Was one of them did a push about a front yard cookout. So they gave out a certain amount of product so neighbors can go to the end of their driveways, still be distanced but be together. And I just, at the end of the day, before COVID, that's really what branding is, a bond. It's glue.
Yeah.
It's not always an ROI in terms of I put X amount of dollars in, I get X amount of dollars out. It's more, I give a damn and I get loyalty back.
Yeah.
And that loyalty comes in a bunch of different shapes and forms, but that's what every business is striving, is to make a closer connection. So
He's going to want you to
I'm gonna start
revise the
crying.
bonsai logo to Bond. Bonsai
Yeah.
logo.
yeah, we had talked about that like 5 years ago. Anyway, so those were a few. And then the last ones were all the experiential brands, zoos, museums. There's a ton of them that did it, but they carved out time since you couldn't be there with them to come to you. And so like I saw the Pittsburgh Museum would do feedings at 2:00, and our kids history museums would cover a historical topic and show you all the relics and artifacts related. So it was just we had to think on our feet as a world, and to see brands at the end of the day that are built with money in mind, to see them bring us a little closer together when they couldn't be right in front of us is really what it's all about.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
I think
was
it's
that,
been
like,
the best
40
thing
minutes?
that's come out of, honestly, COVID.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's just like people relating in a different way, in ways that we haven't seen a lot of brands do, and a lot of people.
Have to think differently.
And keeping in touch with people that you probably normally wouldn't more
yeah.
often. And
I mean, and this doesn't even cover, like what we're talking about, doesn't even cover the design changes groups made of putting more white space in so you didn't feel as claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Like Coke.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling you guys, Coke did some cool campaigns where they really put separation between the font. Nike did campaigns where tire billboards in white space.
We're talking about Nike.
Nikki.
Okay.
Nikki. How you say it,
Nikki's.
yeah.
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 Nice.
Nikki Airs.
Yeah.
They're awesome. Well, that was the off-brand. I could not afford the Nikes. So I
Okay.
always had a pair of Nikki Airs.
Awesome.
And one of them had air in them, the other one was styrofoam. It was just a way to offset the cost. So that's all I got, guys. Thanks for listening to me talk for a little
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Bond.
All right.
bit. My humor's come a long way since I've been doing stand-up for the kids and Sarah.
I bet
That's
they
how
love
we
that.
spent Saturday nights in COVID.
It's a tough audience.
Yeah, it was
Can you blame her?
a lot of alcohol consumed
Oh, boy.
by all three of them.
Oh,
So,
boy.
Oh, good.
just joking. That's a joke. All right, that's all I got.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Mar. Thanks, Stevie.
Until next time.
Yep.